side on the Ghoul today, and we got looks like our fairly standard builds for the Ghoul. But just a reminder to everyone, this is the budget battle season 1, so that means all perks are priced differently, and yeah, we might see some out of the ordinary builds. Maybe some survivors may only bring 2 perks, maybe some will bring 1. We will see what happens. Maybe we'll see the killers build stacked with a bunch of awesome perks, and survivor side not see a whole lot, or vice versa. Maybe the killer is so strong they don't need all the perk slots. But we will see what happens, and as we were spreading around a lot of injuries onto Amor and to Anger, but I'm not sure who we want to commit to just yet. I think we're just happy with spreading injuries, getting the survivors into the mending state, and apply our we haven't applied any eruption or call of Brian quite yet. I don't think there's too much gen pressure on the map quite yet, but we do catch out Anger once again over here at the bottom side of the map. I don't think they'll make it to the pallet. They will make it in time. The Ghoul is not able to block them from the pallet, so we're just happy with breaking the pallet, try to zone them to the edge map, but they already make it to another tile and really doesn't want any of that. They're gonna make it back to the top side, see if they can catch out anyone else, which they do catch out Amor on this hillside generator, but he's got a balance landing, and I believe that is the deja vu. It didn't pop to quite yet. Didn't see the exhaustion go off, so I think this is just gonna be a down because of it. Unless they can make it over to this pallet, they do make it to the pallet, but how long will they last? I don't think they'll last too long. Although he's winning a lot of 50s, very not wanting to drop the pallet, but we do see a body block come in, trying to get Amor to a better tile to loop around. But looks like we're not gonna worry about Amor. We're gonna worry about Micah over here, able to get the light to proc, swinging out the window, missing, and once again we're leading another chase. This is very interesting, but we do catch out Mike over here once again at this little tile over here, the 4 lane for the pallet and the window. But I don't think they'll last much longer. No, they will not make it through the window vault, and we will see our first down. But no gens and pops quite yet. But we're working on keeping them slug. Apply our eruption or call Brian eruption and keep the pressure up. So Starzy, I think Burger's looking pretty solid right now.
Yeah, I think it's still pretty derisive for both sides at this point. That was a pretty long first chase. Of course, we got a couple of hits there, right? Like we got the first tag onto Anger, then Amor, and then Micah. So we were. So as you said, it was a high octane set. And speaking of, Monk will also be taking their first damage state. So it's as you said, this has been a high octane set. Everyone has already been hit. We've already seen a couple of resets. More, I think we've reset one, and you're already received reset as well. But that's just one of those scenarios where we really couldn't commit to a down too early. Did end up partially working in our favor. No gens have actually popped yet, so the survivor side has been a little bit slow. Anger playing pretty aggressively here with the scratch marks. Will not be getting found though, as we're looking towards our 8th instead. We will find a more down near what I assume is the 2 side. So we will be looking for a free down. But we do have quite a good setup here, as we have a short wall chaining straight into a palace, chaining straight into bus, which we're going to have access to all 3, but we get head on instead, as we saw that there was a survivor hiding in the lock, and it was Anger who was ready for the head on, which gave a pretty good value because we're able to make another rotation.
Lots of rotations indeed, and we see the bus pallet dropped, but I don't think Amor is going to be able to make it to any other pallet unless they can pass their way over to this truck pallet, and no, we will not. I think they tried calling on for a body block, but I think I saw a survivor coming off from the side, but not quite able to make it. So we will see the second pain res onto Amor. Still no gens popping. We do see the eruption proc in the background for that down as well, but we do catch out Anger once again at the bus. A lot of the resources have been depleted from the top side, so except this, we still got this rock pallet, we still got this tile at 1 a little bit, but other than that, there's not a whole lot to work with. Really good pathing by Anger maybe. Yeah, this setup is actually pretty nasty. Like I said, they got that plumb bus, which the pallets are broken. You got this rock pallet filler, which, well, is now broken. And I think there's even a dumpster pallet. No, this one was broken earlier into this crappy one, and Anger is not able to make it. Going on to our 3rd pain res, but look at the Ace trying to come in for a possible pallet save. We got a 2nd survivor setting up for another save. We do see the 1st gen pop, but will they suspect that Micah's here? Will they make it in time? No, they're not able to get the pallet save, and Anger will now be the third pain res, third fresh. This is not good. We had 2 survivors not working on gens, trying to go for the save, and they were not able to get it. And this is, yeah, really is in a really good position.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is that was just a misplay from Micah. It comes down to, it's not just you missed the pallet save, it is a double-edged sword of you're missing progress too. So we just missed what potential progress we could have made, which could have at least been another 20-30 seconds on a different gen instead of setting up for a save that didn't end up working. It's a little bit different when you take the hit. It is worse in a way, but when you get found, it's almost not your fault. But when you just miss like that, and it's just a miss, and that's all that happens, it's rough to look back on, because it seems like a really good missed opportunity. We could still have our ace alive at this point. Maybe he just goes down now and they're able to make different progress. But unfortunately, that's not what happened here, and we are going to see the mid-game transfer into 4 hook states for really here. And having a pretty successful game so far. 4 gens left for 4 hook states. We've set ourselves up for quite a good situation here with 3 injuries. Injuries pretty common on this killer. Almost got the hit there. Injuries pretty common on this killer. It's just not a huge surprise, but still sets us up for a good late game.
Absolutely, and we've also a big note to notice here. Amor was absolutely disappeared. That's our tunnel out. This could have been a possible 3v1, and we see the reset onto them. So even though there's still 4 gens remaining on the map, the survivors are still in a 4v1, and we see another reset in the background, and there's definitely still going to be a lot of pressure from the survivor side. See a crow fly in the distance, and we see we see Anger hopping into the edge map blocker with a head on, ready or really to go by, because he really knows that Anger's around here somewhere, not quite sure where, but I don't think they're going to look around for quite much longer. But I think they either want to go for a month to get that pain res, or if they can find a more and turn this into a 3v1, that would be absolutely excellent for really. We see some crows flying in the background on the edge map. It is a more. We do catch out our tunnel out survivor, and we get the Blight. So now Amor is injured, but they do have this shack, the shack to work with, but not committing to this either. I'm not sure. I mean, really still in a good position, but I would have thought it would be best to go for the tunnel out and turns to a 3v1 at 4 generators, RB.
Yeah, the problem is just at the moment there's so much intermittent progress, so we're just doing a hit and run tactic, because the problem here is that we're probably going to lose 3 gens if we commit to a more for too long. And at that point we can fight for outs. We don't really want to let that happen. We do have a lot of injuries on the board at the moment. Amor is receiving a reset in the background. Well, he's actually dropping Michael's mend. But at this point, it seems like the amount of time we've invested has just been lost. The survivors are just slowly kind of inching their way towards success. We do find a reset though here, I think. We do see a skill check somewhere there. I don't know what that was. Because we just kind of walked away towards... Oh my god, it was diversion. What is with diversion this week? We've had 2 successful diversions. What am I watching?
It was the diversion play. Absolutely safe. I think you're right. I think the reset was happening in that area, but because of the diversion being thrown toward the edge map, it kind of just gave just a little bit of time for the survivors to escape. But we still find out Monk. But what an absolute play! You don't see that too often, like you said. I mean, successful diversion plays. But yeah, we see Mike over here trying to take a body block, trying to save Monk from being downed. So far successful. Always good to play with friends here, looping with friends. And yeah, Monk was able to kind of get away, but taking the chase back over to Monk, but was able to predict that really was going to leave, which he does leave. So we will see another reset, but we will catch out Anger over here. I don't think they can make it to anything else. We see that early dead hard, and we will see the down onto Anger, and we can finally pick someone up and put him on a hook. Oh, we did see another survivor trying to come in for another. It is Amor. We did see Amor trying to go for a pallet save, but they weren't quite able to make it. So now they're going to be our next target. We're going to try and maybe go for a bite, maybe go for a down here. We're going to swing through this pallet. We're not able to get it. We will see Amor get the nice stun, but we're happy with applying our Eruption. Well, actually, Eruption was not off cooldown quite yet, so we just applied a Call of Brine, which isn't bad either. But I think really is just happy with patrolling around these gens, patrolling around the hook, and maybe possibly secure the tunnel out onto Anchor.
We are continuing towards that side of the map. Here we do find a Mork who's not out of position, but we'll be taking the first hit here. Is actually the first power hit, surprisingly. As we step away towards Shaq, we are going back. We're assuming that they're coming in for the save. They are. We aren't able to actually stop it, but a more Anger is on death's door here, and Micah is on first as well. We actually find Anger, who will be able to make a little bit of distance here. I think they're going to be going for the fast wall inside. We just make it, and it's just enough to get us some free time here as well. I would assume we're going to be seeing the break on this soon, but instead we go for the free hit onto Mike. It does not end up occurring. We're a little bit too far to the side, and we receive free value from our power, but Micah not taking the hit is very, very detrimental. We forced ourselves into a bit of an awkward spot here, but once again, all 4 survivors injured, and 4 gens are still up. So this game has been, although quite high intensity, it's also been quite slow at the same time. It seems like there's always something happening on the screen, but for the amount of time that we've been in the game, it feels like this game has been going for 10 minutes. This feels like an oddly long game for the lack of progress that's been happening, which is very, very odd.
Extremely odd indeed. We did see his fire coming off the gen. Yeah, I think really is just happy with keeping us slow, but I mean, really being methodical with who he chases. I was a little against some of the decision making at first with not going for the tunnel up right away, but because he didn't, and he's spreading around the pressure, keeping everyone injured, keeping the eruption on the generators, he's able to keep this pressure even with it being still a 4v1. We do get the bite onto Monk, catching out more right outside of Shaq, but yeah, really is still in a really good spot. He's able to slow things down and not quite able to get the vault over the pal. We do get the bite onto more, but they are taking the chase over to Shaq, which is a very strong tile to use. More. Oh wait. Oh okay. Wait. No way. No. They faced the wrong way. I was about to say. I'm not sure why he jumped in the locker. I think they're thinking maybe trying to set up a flashlight save at the locker, but Monk not quite able to get the angle as the killer was able to face away in time. So we will see the death of Amor at 4 gens remaining. 1 injury onto Monk, and Anger and Micah still healthy. As I say that, Micah gets injured immediately with a nice bite, and really is just in a super dominant position. There is a lot of high progress on the map. We see this generator here at 10 with a lot of pistons moving. I suspect that the main generator also has a lot of pistons moving, but really it's just keeping the pedal to the metal, keeping the injuries, keeping everyone in the mended state, and just really making it difficult for the survivors to really do anything. Starzy.
And it's been just such a slow game. I mean, this has been such a crawl, but Anger does get the gen done right in front of him. We do see the second generator in the trial procs. Anger will be injured here, but I think that's absolutely fine as long as we can confirm this kill, which we won't be able to do here. But there's not too many places to go. This top side of the map has had a lot of action on top of it, and we're able to get a very awkward block there. I just can't imagine that it's just going to go much longer, but no, we take the down as well, and we're also pushing for a double, and this is at 50, and at this point it feels like the survivors should have more progress on the board, but the problem with this Ghoul is there's just been so many mend opportunities and so many survivors just taking the power hit, and it really does slow the game down, and this is a perfect display of the Monk able to use sprint burst to get a little bit of distance here, does shut down this gen. If we can secure this 4K3, Burger is in an extremely strong position to win today.
Yeah, I think it really is going to secure this 4K3 as we see the down onto Micah. Monk trying to work way at this generator, but I think really suspects that he hopped right back on the generator, and yeah, we do catch him out, trying to block him away from the generator, or from the window, but he does make the vault. But I don't think anything else can be done here unless they can get sprint burst back up, and oh, nice swing at the window. Monk able to vault through and not get hit, but you're facing the Ghoul, who can travel at Mach speed, so really is able to make up the distance with the lunges, and we will pick up Monk and put him on a hook first before going back to Micah, as if a fresh hook is able to be bled out or is able to hide, the fresh hook won't be rewarded to the killer. So very, very well played by really getting that 4K3 and just really putting a ton of pressure onto the survivors of Salem. So very well played. And now we're gonna go to a quick short intermission as we swap sides, and we will see Salem on the killer, Burger on the survivor side. So please stay tuned. Any 3 gens that they want and get the win. But we also see a nice build over here on our Ghoul with the turn back the clock. And we also look at the survivors. Some of them are loaded up, some of them only have 3 perks, but that's what we expect to see from budget battles. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup. We don't see the pain res as we saw in the previous set, but we do see the turn back clock, the eruption, the pop, and we'll see what Monk can do with this build and with what he has in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, a 4K4, it's this is going to be a pretty hard win con to beat. Look, 4K4, as you said, it's definitely possible. Going to be unbelievably difficult. The survivors are really going to have to make some errors. I mean, Monk could play perfectly and he's still getting 2 gens started. It's always basically confirmed, unless the survivors really drop the ball. Speaking of, we're really, who is in our first chase here, hasn't given a quick hit on a very short pallet there, and that is very good to get away from. We actually haven't given a hit. Oh, okay, no, finally the power hit did occur. It was delayed by quite a while, but it looks like Monk's going to be doing the same hit and run tactic as our Ghoul from the last game was, really, who did a great job last game. We do find a partially progressed gen here, and we'll be moving towards Bust to find the stealth crew. It seems like the entire good team has effectively gone into stealth mode. It looks like we found a Nancy, who will be Kaz here, who will be found a little bit out of position. Didn't actually immediately recognize they'd been caught, but will not be giving the first hit straight away. However, it will be coming very soon.
Very soon indeed. We do get the bite onto Kaz, and they're trying their best to make it to another filler palette, another very weak one as well, but really was able to make work of it, so maybe Kaz can do so, but now they're not confident. They want to go for another tile. The same palette that was used to stun, really used to stun the Ghoul in the first place. Getting the nice bite over the palette. I don't think they can make it to this. Next one's gonna be really close. No, they do make it, and we do see another survivor in the background trying to get out of the way of this chase over here behind Shaq. Oh, wins that 50. Will they vault over the pallet this time? No, they will not, and this Monk will just walk down Kaz and get the first down. Still at 5 gens remaining, but we do see a lot of gen pressure around the map in the form of Kurdok's gen is a little bit over half. Who is that? Blaze is a little bit over a quarter, so a lot of gen pressure being made, but this is, I mean, we gotta see a lot more fast chases from Monk, a lot more injuries to spread if we want to make this win. I mean, again, nothing is incredibly impossible, but this is definitely towards that end of the the spectrum.
Yeah, we don't really have that. We have turned back the clock, which is a bit better on Wretched than compared, sorry, not Wretched, Bloodlust compared to some of the last ones we've seen, but we're gonna have to really lean into that hit and run tactic where we just get 10%, instantly leave, hopefully go for a quick down, 10% leave, go again. And that's going to be hard with not too much regression on the board. We do get a free stun there. That was a good placement by Kaz, actually. It was able to just stand in exactly the right spot and force the pallet stun there. But we'll be taking this chase down towards the corner. It looks like the Ghoul is still on us here. Monk fiending for a kill. 2 gens being progressed in the background. We might just have enough time to get away here. We do have access to a vault as well, which we'll be able to play around. But the question is, we don't have a fast vault available to us, so we are going to see the down coming in very soon. We might be able to do a bit of a locket juke here, and we do take the locket down. But that is going to be Blaze and Kodok smashing gens in the background, and really as well. And this is looking great for our survivor team. This is exactly what you want. Effectively, all of them are sitting at 70%. We are most likely going to see at least 2 of these.
absolutely. I mean, Monk does find one of the high progress gens, no survivor to be found. So, but as soon as he leaves, you already know one of the survivors is gonna come back and go for that gen. Does get the turn back clock on one, so he's able to patrol the 2 high progress gen, but we already have a 3rd one on the way. Blaze or not Blaze, really was able to pop 3rd gen. We do catch up Blaze over here, but we're not going to commit to this. I think we know that we need to get this tunnel out, make it, if there is a chance to get the win con or even the tie con, turn this into 3v1 is going to be basically a necessity at this point. And oh, I think Kaz was trying to use the rest of the BT to protect it really from getting down, but with that being said, Kurdok is able to pop the 2nd gen, so now we are at the Tycon. So no more gens can be popped on the side of Monk if they want to keep this. If one more gen pops, it will be the set win for Burger. So, but we have so much high progress gen. We have high progress gens. We have the one at the hill. I think there's another one on the opposite side of the map. We do catch out Kurdok, at least we get this bite, but I mean, I don't know, I'm not really entirely sure what the battle plan is for this. I mean, we have the pop so we can regress that gen a little bit more, but it's just gonna have to be incredibly slow. Turn into a 3v1, apply the eruptions, use all your perks to its furthest extent, and maybe we'll see a Tycon. But these survivors are definitely on top of their game right now.
We do have 2 gens done at the moment. Blaze will be taking the first hit of their career towards the one side as we head back towards mid. Monk trying to do a quick scout to see if we can find another survivor. Turn back the clock is about to be used as well. We're kind of hoping to just get some free pop for it, but I don't think we're actually going to make it before we can. No, we cannot, but we do find another survivor working on Shaq. We are at Tycon at the moment, so 3 gens left. We really don't need to play that well here. I think he really knows that as well. He's just kind of happy to go down in the edge map section here and just buy the survivors enough time to get some free generators done. We only really need to make one work, so going for a double here is absolutely fine. Kaz was also actually able to get away from before, so keeping the 4 survivor team alive as well for a bit longer than Monk would prefer, but we do have 2 tunnel out options now in Really and Kaz. So a lot of games still to be played. We have Monk circling around the middle, looking for a free down, going back to Really. And this is probably one of the few situations where you really do want a quick unhook here. It might not get you a great result, but we all know that we just need the 4K2, and dragging Monk's attention straight back to the unhook is exactly what you want here, because we see the 3rd gen of the trial does proc in the background, and that is going to be the win con met for Burger.
Congratulations to Burger for getting the set win, but of course in good swordsmanship-like fashion, we're going to see the match played out and try to get the best result possible to carry that into our 2nd set, which will be the the Blight on Gas Haven. So yeah, we want to keep the mental up, keep high in spirits, and get ready for that. So we'll continue this matchup and maybe trying to see if we can catch out Blaze over here, maybe get another fresh hook on the board. We sense that the tier radius is nearby, so we just go for our life, get a little bit of distance, get the bite onto him, and continue this chase over to a little bit stronger of a tile. But Monk knows that the gens are pumping right now. We can't commit to this. We really should only be committing to either Really or Kaz to maybe get the tunnel out to get the 3v1. Unless, of course, the survivors present themselves, then get the fresh hooks. But the survivors have really been playing extremely well so far. Monk has been doing well as well, but just couldn't quite make the win con. We do catch out Really over here at Shaq. Shaq, obviously an incredibly strong resource, but definitely the right survivor to go for. Turn this into a 3v1, make it a little easier for the killer. Oh, very nice movement by Monk, but really able to make it over to the window vault and go to this stronger tile over here at 5. And really, honestly, seems to be in Saiyan mode right now. They're absolutely locked in on this chase. Oh, Monk sliding off the survivor as they vault into the window, gives them enough time to make it over to the pallet, and they just barely make it over the pallet and missing the M1. We do see the 4th gen pop in the background. This is an insane chase by Really, and we see Kaz working on the 5th and final gen, forcing Monk to bloodlust and we do get the eruption propped, and now we will see it turn into a 3v1 at 1 gen remaining. So still Monk is in a great position, but where we see the triple. Was that all three survivors on one generator? So yeah, this gen is going to pop. Oh, never mind. Turn back clock coming in clutch.
Yeah, so we were forced to leave there, turn back the clock, giving us good value. I was about to say, no surprise to see that this gen is still being pumped. Probably a good thing for at least one survivor that's dealt here. And we actually find the survivor that's right on the gen as well. This is going to be sitting at 95. And we do see Pop come through as well. So this is going to shut the survivors down as we do see Kaz moving in to complete the gen. There actually might be a chance for us to get it done here. We only really need 20 seconds, but no, we're going to be coming back for it. Oh, sorry, actually, no, we're coming back for Kodog here, who will not be taking the down. No, we are coming back for the gen. We do see the Nancy is back on it. Blaze still on the ground, and Kodok on the other side. There is a chance that she might be able to get it done before the men goes away, so we might be able to fight for this as Kaz is able to avoid a very early hit. And we see, I think Blaze just got up as well, so we saw Kodok coming in for the res. Does end up working successfully. We are all still fighting around this gym. We're all injured now, so there's not too much room for error. But about 15 seconds on this gen will be enough to get this one done. But we have no purpose to really push ourselves in the right direction. We just have the base kick here. And we do see Blaze, who will be giving a quick down here.
Quick down indeed, but we cannot pick them up because we already know. Oh, missed skill check by Kurdok, but we already know that the survivors are already on top of that generator. But I think we will see the down onto Kurdok. No, yes, we will. They were not quite able to make it over to the pallet. Maybe Monk can sniff out where the final survivor is. Yes, they will sniff out where Kaz is over here at this dumpster filler here. This will probably be the final chase unless Kaz can have an incredible chase, get the pallets done, and get the picks. But I don't foresee that happening. But still keep the chase alive. Seeing the survivors trying to recover as best as possible. I don't think the very good mind games by Monk, trying to just catch Kaz out and see if we can get that quick injury quick down. But Kaz is also on top of their game right now. They try and go for the pallet stuff. They try to go. Oh no, the survivor's on the wrong side of the pallet. I think the survivor is ready to be picked up, but there's on the wrong side, and we will see the down onto Kaz at this trash filler. So very well played by Monk to get the 4K1 result, but not quite the win con. So congratulations to Birch for taking the first set, but now we'll be moving on to set 2. Blight on Gas 7, where Salem will be killing first, and Burger on the survivor side. So we'll go do a quick short intermission as we get that match set up, so please stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody, to Salem versus Burger, where we just saw the first set go towards Burger in a very dominant fashion. Actually, we saw a 4K3 and a 4K1, so huge win for Burger. However, we are going to see the sides swap here, as Burger will be taking Burger will be taking Survivor side once again as we load back in. So we are going to see a more here who will be taking our Blight pick. So we're going to hopefully not see an instant first hit off spawn. We have seen a couple of those, not lately, but I've seen a couple of those in the USG comp scene where we instantly get hit off spawn. However, we are going to the completely wrong area. It looks like the survivor spawned a little bit further away than what we assumed, so I don't think we're going to be finding anyone here. However, all it takes is one quick chase for everything to change as we check the back of main, see whether we can find someone inside. I think it looks a bit early to check inside of main, but Amor going to be checking the wrong side of the map before we find anyone. So this does give our survivors a chance to cross and get into better position. So this is pretty much exactly the start you want to survive. Usually there is a chase off of the first 5 rushes. So this is just a great start for our survivor team, actually.
Absolutely, and you can see him trying their best to come out of hiding, but as you say that, Blaze immediately gets caught out at main. I know more suspected that someone is around there, and he was right, as you see Blaze here taking the chase over to this dumpster filler pallet. And I think because of that stealthing in the beginning, that gave the rest of the survivors, oh wait, oh, I thought he was going to play that for a second, I was going to get the flare, but no, we get the first injury onto Blaze. But because of that stealth thing, it definitely gave the survivors of Burger enough time to get in position for the get the generator. So even if the first chase does come in early, at least everyone is ready to go. But Blaze check spotting this TNL beautifully taken it over to the L. Are they gonna make it through? They will make it through. Is Amor gonna be able to dash through? No, they will not. They went a little bit too far, and Blaze is absolutely on fire at this TNL and just holding the check spot. Or sorry, not the TNL. My apologies. It's a little jungle gym here, but nice Palace Stun as well to finish off that tile. And we do see the first gen hop forward, making it back to this dumpster filler pallet, and we see Kaz coming in for a body block, but able to get the pounce on and giving Blaze enough time to make it back to that jungle gym over there. But Moore does not want any of that. He realizes that Blaze is in the flow state right now, so leaves him to go for Kaz over here. Kaz doesn't have too much to work with over here, as we will probably see the injury onto them in just a second. But I think Amor just dashed just a little bit too far and just couldn't quite make the lunge. Kaz making their way over to Shaq. Amor does not want to chase that either, having to leave that because he knows that a bunch of gen pressure is being made right now, being done right now, and rushing into main, suspecting that the main generator is being worked on, which we do see Blaze working on it. I did not expect Blaze to be the one in there, but we do catch him out, and we will see our first hook state right here on to Blaze, and a lot of gen pressure. Well, maybe not as much as I was thinking, but still gen pressure being made right now.
Yeah, I mean, we have at least 3 partial gens working at the moment. We also have 1 completed, assuming realistically you can look at it as that was quite a long first chase for Blaze. Huge for Kaz to come in and take the aggro. Actually was able to switch the threat from Blaze to Kaz. But then Blaze was just unfortunately in the wrong position later on and took the down effectively for free. Did have the option for the med kit, which could have been used, but we decided not to, and it's kind of bitten us a little because we were off to such a great start, and now we do have someone who's sitting on hook in the 4 gen mark of the game. But we do see the regen coming in onto Blaze, who will be redowning at the back of main. We do have access to a lot of the resources here. Only really the resources on the 2 side of the map have been used. Blaze still does have the center section in main, has the option to vault out if we can get there. It looks like we are going to be trying to play around this. Actually gets a strong hit here as we have the option to lead into the intersection of main. We do have the ability to drop this pallet as well. We get the stun. I don't think we're going to be able to get out here. We do have a lie that we can get it to work. I think the ideal scenario for us would not be to have to use it there, but unfortunately we did, and we will be dropping this as well.
What?
We were going for a 50, but we decided to step away from it, and we're going straight back into the center, and maybe we get stunned again. And Blaze is just buying a crazy amount of time. Probably would have been better to read out to the left there, but we are going to go to the right. We take the down at edge map instead, and that is still a good chase from Blaze. More with a bit of a micro misplay there. Oh, almost gets stunned by the flashlight, but we were able to look away just in time as we're going to see Kaz stealthing towards the mid-map. So a great chase from Blaze there is going to get us really strong value, and Champion of Light will be being used from really here.
And we're going to keep that pressure onto really a little bit. Oh, well, we were going to for a little bit, but suspecting that someone is trying to come in for the save. Trying to go ping-pong back and forth because there's no resources over here, so we should be able to get a easy M1 onto really, and then follow up with the dashes. But Moore is fine with just going with the dashes and or the rushes and getting the injury onto really keeping them away from the unhook. Going back to the hook, suspecting that someone is coming by to get the unhook, but no one quite yet. I think the survivors realize that they're going to be putting the gen pressure first, but we do see the Nia Kurdok just at the end of the dash is barely able to get the injure onto Kurdok, and now Blaze in their final chase right here, unless the killer decides to leave, taking the chase over to the front of main. All he has left is this little pallet over here in front gas station, little pumps here, but we do run out of rushes, so now I think we're just gonna try and walk Blaze down, but we see another survivor coming around in the background, trying to come in for a body block or maybe get a pallet stun while they're in chase. Oh, but they knock him out of the pallet. I don't think. Oh no! You do catch out. Really over here setting up for the pallet save, giving Blaze enough time to crawl to that pallet, and maybe someone else can set up for the save. But once again, we're running into the garage where we know there's basically no resources no, there's no resources around, force the locker, but that does once again buy enough time for Cash to come over here and get the pickup, keeping it a 4v1 with 3 gens remaining. So, we do see our killer drop really, as we know that we need to turn this into a 3v1. It doesn't matter if it's an S tier killer or if it's an F tier killer. It's crucial to turn it to a 3v1.
It looks like Blaze isn't going to let that happen so easily. We do see the reset coming in the background. This is pretty much the peak of medkit value, keeping the tunnel out in the game for as long as you possibly can. That's pretty much the ideal situation that you're going to be using this in. We do see the reset does occur onto Blaze, and we do see the Survivor team slow down significantly as we have it really still on the floor in main. We're actually looking around, letting him bleed out just a little bit as we search around for either a resetting Survivor, and it looks like we have found one as well, as Blaze is back in chase, and this is the tunnel out as well, so this is going to be huge value. Hopefully we're able to find some decent pallets here and make a good play at bust, but we do try and use our check spots here, and we do have some good live action as well. We've actually got quite a few defenses that we might be able to rely on here. No, but we have very slow reaction times there, and this will be the down. Unfortunately, Blaze got a little bit cooked there. We see him go down as a double is being worked on in the background, and a gen is being progressed pretty much right in front of us effectively. And we see the down come in onto 9. Go for another champion of light play, and this will be the 3v1. And the gen right in front of us was done. We do have access to this pally here as well. A nice drop from Kurdok will buy some extra time. Really still injured in the background. And we have another resource at the top of mid, which was not used by Blaze, ready for the pallet save. However, we're going to see the leave. This gen's sitting at about 30. And we're going to just hit it with the top goes Weasel. Still have access to turn back to top. And we're in a pretty strong position here as a Moor. However, the survivors have gotten out of the danger zone of 4K3. So hopefully we're able to get another gen done and then fight for a couple of outs. But 4K1 is definitely within our sights.
Absolutely, and Amor still has a 3-gen to work with as well. I was kind of worried with the amount of gens that popped that maybe the 3 gens were broken up and be difficult to hold, but looks like we still have the main 1 and 3 gens still up, and we still have the outlier. I think closer to Shaq. I didn't see it quite yet, but taking the chase onto the injured Kurdok in front of main. This is the perfect spot for Amor to chase. We get faking, winning a lot of 50s, going for the hand motions, trying to force him to swing at the pallet, but Amor is not falling for that. But we will outplay his rushes, though. I think we used all of his rushes and buying Kurdok enough time to get to a lot stronger of a talent. And once again, we have to leave this, even though Kurdok is a great survivor to go for another death hook survivor, or possible death hook survivor. We know that the gens are pumping right now, and so we just can't commit too hard. We have to spread the injuries, spread the eruptions, and see what we can do with it. And just barely not able to slide off the truck and get the injure onto Kurdok, taking the chase to the bottom side of the map, trying to pull the killer away from the active generators. Very good pathing by Kurdok. Lost the killer inside the tile, trying to rush back to maybe catch back up, but Kurdok is absolutely on fire right now and uses all 5 rushes, giving Kurdok enough distance to make it over to Shaq, where Shaq Pallet is still up right now, and no matter if it's a Blight or not, it's still a great tile. But we got the slow ball. We were able to get the fast ball, got the swing through the pallet with it down on Kurdok, and now we see the aura of all the survivors with eruption. We do catch up to really, but with the champions of light, it will slow us down a little bit. But I think really was able to actually lose the killer because of it. Amor has no idea where he's at, but he does suspect where Cass is at over here at 3, where there is a lot of pistons being moved on that generator. But I think dashing over here will give really enough time to pick up Kurdok.
We do. Oh my god, we almost found a Cass there, literally right on the side of our screen, but we were just able to avoid being caught there, which is huge in that scenario. We really want to waste the killer's time here, and it looks like that's effectively what we've done, because we weren't able to find Kaz. We do find Kurdok here, who will be dropping Shaq Pallet, trying to get some free value, but unfortunately, Smash Hit will not be getting us anywhere here, as we don't have access to a pallet and weren't able to get the stun on Shaq, we do have 2 survivors working gens in the background. Kaz almost done, really pumping away as well. So we're most likely going to see this 4K1. And if we commit to a chase on really here, we will 100% see the Kaz finish the gen. And we see this kick as well. It's definitely going to occur unless we went there right now, which we still might see this pop. It's going to be close, and it is close because we do see a pop that is going to be at worst the 4K1 on the Blight. So we have put ourselves in a pretty decent situation because we have gens at 9, 12, and 1. So as long as we can work on 9 and 1, we have set ourselves up for a very strong split in the gens, and I would assume that Kaz has also immediately rotated towards the one side, and surprisingly working 12 actually. This was not what I was expecting. I was expecting really to be there for the save and Kaz to move over to 1. However, we might still want to be playing around 9, and 12 is probably the least likely gen to get progress in this situation with how dead the main is. But we do see Kaz ready for the save, and we are camping this out. I don't think we're going to be able to see Kaz get this one. No, we're actually found. Oh, but it doesn't matter.
No, it does not matter. I think we were trying to bait out, really. I think we we're suspecting that this is going to be a 2-man save as we bumped toward Kaz, went back to look, but really is not here, really is pumping away at main. It does confuse me that they're working the main gen rather than the 1 gen, but maybe there's another plan in place. Yeah, even Amora thinks they're at 1, going over to 1, but they hear the Pistons pumping as they run by main. It's breaking the main door, and I believe really and Kaz are just going to split main and 9, because I guess those are the most high progress gens, really taking the chase over to the front of main, get another Champions of Light. Oh no, we were not quite, oh no, we did get a little bit of it, making our way to the mid-map truck pallet filler. But other than that, a lot of the resources have been used up. So going to the 2v1 with 1 gen remaining, it is possible to get that at least one more gen pop, but it's definitely gonna be difficult with the amount of resources that have been used up. We see the Call of Brian prompt in the background as Call of Brian works. We kick the generator, it starts regressing. If a survivor interrupts the regression, you get the noise notification that someone is on the generator. So we go right back to really over here at the 1 tile, playing this pallet gym over here with the pallet broken. So all we have is this window here, but really taking tag toward the bottom side of the map. But Amor is not going to stay long. They're going to go right back over to 9. They know Kaz is pumping away at that generator, but fakes it really out, planning on going back, but rushes back to really, and I don't think really can make anything else unless there's another pal in here, forcing Walker. Maybe that will buy enough time for Kaz to finish that generator. No, there's not enough pressure. So if Amor drops them, and maybe they can rush back, they'll have enough time to get him off, or maybe enough time for Kaz to stealth off. But I think this might, if Kaz doesn't get caught out, there's still a small chance of getting a 4K0, but it's looking like a 4K1.
Yeah, the only real way that we would have had any chance to come back there was if Amor decided to check main just in case, but based on map positioning, it was much more likely for Kaz to be at main, to be at 9, which we correctly read. So we are going to be going straight back to 9 here as well, and this is sitting back down towards 60. We've also got to turn back the clock as well. And even though we're right on top of this, there's just a very, very little chance that we're able to get this done. So we're going to be seeing Kaz stealthing. I think it might be better to maybe you can fight for hatch here. It's pretty unlikely, but it's worth a try. You've got sprint burst. You might be able to fight for a sneaky little hatch play. Maybe you can force the body block if you're lucky. Fighting for the 4K0 though, I just don't think this is going to be successful. But we do see Kaz rotating around. Looks like we're actually going for the save here instead of fighting for hatch or one of the gates, which that's not where you want to be.
No, that is not. I would have to agree with you. Going for hatch would have been the better play in this scenario, as Kaz was way too far away from the hook to be able to stealth over. I mean, I definitely can appreciate the attempt to want to get that last gen done by getting the unhook and maybe buying time with that, but I think it was better for Kaz being a fresh hook to go for hatch and at least take away a fresh state away from the killer. But because we wanted to go for the generator instead and go for the unhook, we will see a 4K1 instead, which is absolutely a great result for the side of Salem, as the start was definitely in the favor of Burger, but yes, Salem was able to bring it back. So yeah, the final result is a 4K1. Will now be switching sides. Burger will be on the killer, Salem on the survivor side. So please stay tuned as we swap sides. Perk choices, not too insane. Of course, we got the Call Brian Eruption and Corrupt. That's standard builds, but we don't see the Dying Light too often. But that is definitely because of the budget battle. How it's set up, every perk is priced differently, and so somewhere along the lines you have to make your cuts either on the survivor side or make your cuts on the killer side to make one side stronger than the other. And I think that's what we saw in the previous set, as we did see a lot of strong survivor perks on the side of Burger, so maybe they cut a little bit, so yeah, they can have stronger builds. But I mean, it's the Blight. Blight is an S tier killer. I mean, you don't need all of the strongest perks in the game to make the killer work at home or casually just winning 50 after 50, making the Blight swing at the pallet, but finally loses the third 50. I mean, there was another survivor that was being set up at the bus, but more just taking over to this rock pallet filler over here, dashing around, seeing if we can get the hit onto him, and oh, we get the auto break instead of the hit onto him, more able to take the chase back over to the bus, and maybe they can proc their bounce landing off the bus, but I don't think they're going to be able to make it around. They go into the locker instead. They're going to fatigue. Yeah, I think they're going to try to make their way over to the pallet. Are they make it over? No, they will not be able to make it over the pallet. We will see our first down at 5 gens remaining, on 2 more, and pretty good start for Blaze, but we do see a lot of gen pressure being brought in the background.
Yeah, as you said, we see Monk sitting on a gen at about 80%, and we also have another couple being worked in the background. Amor and Halo are only just starting theirs, so quite a slow rotation from them is what I'm assuming. I'm not really sure what they were doing at the start of the game, but Monk is on the verge of completing theirs, so we will at least see one for only a couple of seconds to go. Hopefully we're not interrupted in the nick of time, which no, we're not going to be. We do get this done. Oh no, we actually just leave. We have SB as well. We're trying for another diversion play, but don't think it's gonna work this time, buddy. There's nowhere else to look. But we do want an extra second. So we have the seawall pallet here as we take the first hit onto Amor. This will be the attack down the bot side, so we do see the down come through. Amor just unable to make the shack pallet. We do see the down, and there will be nobody nearby to help us here, as we're going to take this one straight back to mid. Monk working on completing this 4 gen at the seawall, and we'll be getting this done as we don't have access to Scourge or anything like that. So this will be free, and oh, okay, we're actually vaulting into the killer there. We were very, very lucky that did not auto hit onto us. We actually got saved by the whole animation taking, I guess, too long. And we will be taking this chase towards Shack. We're trying to make the most of this chain here. So we're just going to get free Bloodlust value. And SB is only a couple seconds away. So we actually might be able to hold on to SB for this chase. If we vault, we can actually let go during the vault and get it back for free. But no, we do take the hit. Only a couple seconds to go. And we actually get it back. But we're going to instantly swap to someone else instead, so it's not going to give us as much value as we originally wanted. FGP is used. Amor will be going for the 3rd and final chase. If we can stealth here, that would be great, but I can't see it happening. We are sitting on the pallet. Balance still is accessible to us, but we are going to be taking this first hit and going straight towards main.
Main is an absolutely great resources to use, and we don't see the pallet in the front of main, so that's not exactly what we expected, but we do get a nice pallet stun inside the main, and we're taking the killer all the way to the over to the garage, and we do see well, sorry, I saw the lights flicker. I was like, what the heck? Turn back the clock on a complete gen. But no, we are down to 2 gens remaining. Go for the pallet break. We're trying to make their way over to the other side of main, trying to make it their way over to the window or the back over to the pallet. They choose the pallet over the window. Maybe they can chain it into the window, but Amor is doing a great job. Oh, as I was saying, doing a great job with having pallet straight into the arms of Blaze. But wait, Nah, I heard the firecracker, but not quite being able to make it. So we will see the death of Amor at 2 gens remaining, seeing a reset over at Shack. A little bit of gen pressure, my anger over here at this gen on the hill. But yeah, this is a very middle, so far, not one side is really dominant over the other quite yet, but Blaze, if they want the win, they cannot let another gen pop, and we see another diversion play. Wait, did it actually get value? Wait, I couldn't tell if it did or not, but I saw the animation for it. It's such a goofy perk, but it's awesome to see it get value.
Paul O'Brien giving us value as well, which are actually going to get quite a few hits of value out of it. Nice replacement to ruin this game. God, remember when Call O'Brien used to be 200%? My God, what a miserable time. But that may have also been the best time in the meta, because Call O'Brien 200, compared to some of the things we're seeing now, I think I'll take that any day of the week, to be honest. But we do see Jed down, Shaq being progress, Call O'Brien giving us value here, and we've also got a couple of stacks of Dying Light as well, which will be pushing us towards the right direction. Sprint Burst giving us the exact value that we need there, was just able to dodge the hit. That is a huge little escape, will buy us some extra time before being injured, and this game can cut down to just a few seconds. So being able to dodge a hit for 5 seconds can be game-changing, as Monk is going to stealth down the bottom. Actually gets a successful stealth here, as no, we leave. We go back towards mid, just general mid here, as we see Blaze will take the free hit onto the Shen. That's very minorly progressed, but does give us access to Eruption later. We're going straight back to Shaq to see if we can find Monk out of position.
And does look like Monk is still stealthing around, so not quite catching him out of position, but Monk is a little bit closer, a little bit nearby compared to where he was stealthing before at the Z wall. But looks like the killer is looking through lockers, really suspecting that. Wow, we're looking in the basement as well. We're certain that Monk is down here, buying a lot of time. You know, Anger and Halo is going to be pumping away at the gens, but really good job. And yeah, he's forced to move away back to the top side of the map to see if they can push Halo and Anger off their gens. But Monk is already right back onto that Shack generator. Looking around, not seeing too much pressure topside. I think the Shack might be our highest progress gen, so that's probably why we keep going back to it. We do see a little bit on Anger and Halo's gen, going back to the basement, thinking that someone's here. We do see the diversion getting even more value, throwing it toward the front of the Shack, giving Monk enough time to go behind the Z wall to stealth. I cannot believe diversion is getting the amount of the amount of value as it's getting, but we do rush back to main, catching out Anger over here in front of main, but again, doesn't look like we're gonna commit to this. I think we need to commit to someone at some point or another, and get the injuries, get the pressure put back onto the survivors, because survivors are in a really, I'm not gonna say overly dominant position, but they're kind of just really having the game on lockdown for them. But we do finally catch out Monk the right side of Shack, so this will probably be a chase that we'll commit to, try to get our pop back up. And Monk is doing a great job pulling the chase away from the active generators, taking them over to this this dumpster filler pallet. Trying to do some mind games. Maybe we can go for walk down, but it does not look like that's what we're gonna do. Dashing around, not quite able to connect, but still staying at this dumpster filler tile here. And swinging that pallet and hitting the pallet instead of Monk, and just was able to get enough exhaustion back for the sprint burst, but was not able to make it back to the pallet. So we will get the pick onto Monk, our fourth stage, but we see a lot of gen pressure being put on those generators.
Yeah, we saw both working singles there, which will push us towards the end game. Halo taking the next chase, actually able to crouch around the corner and get the dodge there. That is a huge little escape for what seemed to be a short hit, and Monk is pulled off in the background. We'll be heading right back to that gen, but this does give us the ability to get straight back on the generators. We might be seeing Anger here going directly towards the 10 gen and finishing that off, but Monk will be taking the hit towards the corner of the map as well, as we see, yeah, exactly right, we see Anger back on this gen. It is progressed very highly now. We bounced off nothing, and we'll be looking back towards Shaq as well, which we see Halo is also progressing. So I would assume at this point we might see a reset onto Monk, not 100% sure, but we do know that either the Shack Gen or the 10 Gen is going to get done, and there is a horrible 3 Gen up near the 10 side as well. So ideally we get that done, but the next chase is that Shack, so it looks like that is going to be the case. As we see Amor jumps back onto it, will be 70%. Halo taking the chase down near bottom. This is going to be live here, I believe, as we take the free tag onto the pallet, and we will be taking this back into Shack as well, delaying the hit. So Halo doing quite a good job using the exhaustion to get where he needs to be. Will be delaying the tag, will be forcing the hard decisions to be made here, and we don't give the killer the opportunity to head back to 10, as we see the 3 gens left, 9, it seems like midnight as well, I guess I'll call it just mid, and Shack as well. So we've set ourselves up in a pretty good situation as a survivors, but all it takes is one free hit, like the one we just gave, to make things a bit dicey.
Very dicey indeed. And also, one other thing to keep in mind, that Shack generator has been regressed multiple times. It's got to be close to its limit. So Blaze is definitely going to have to force a lot of quick downs, a lot of injuries, because it's just, yeah, you can see, I mean, we applied Eruption was procced multiple times, called Ryan was procced multiple times. We see a lot of dry kicks. We've seen some dry kicks as well, but just there's a lot of regression on that generator. It's got to be very, very close to being out of kicks, and I'm starting to think that we might possibly see the 4K0 because of it, or possibly maybe even see high stages, see a high stage game. So Blaze definitely needs to catch out this reset that's happening right now, and maybe even just focus on Monk to maybe make it to a 2v1 if possible. But I think it would be good to go for the fresh hook survivors given the position that we are in right now.
Yeah, we actually saw a 99 heal there as well. I think we saw a 99 heal onto Anger with Monk finishing the heal, then the instant finish after actually caused Blight to turn around a little bit. It's pretty much what you want there. You don't want to let them, the killer, know that you're just doing a direct reset. You might want to plant that doubt that, are they on the 11 gen? Are they actually doing something? But no, they're not. They're just resetting, which honestly is value in its own, because we have all 3 survivors are back to healthy. This gen is starting to pump at about 40%. Won't be 40 now after the kick, but will be another aggression event. And Halo down near the bottom as well. If Amor can, sorry, Amor, I said, oh, the wrong person, no. But I was gonna say if Amor can stop giving a free hit here, that would be absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, Amor's out of the game. This is gonna be Anger, but we'll be dodging the down. Will be just enough to keep ourselves alive here, as I assume we want to get straight back on this generator. If we can dodge this will be great. I assume if we see the down, we're going to see the redirection straight towards Shack. If we can delay this and force the hard decisions, we're going to be a great spot. But no! Oh my god, okay, I thought we saw the missed attack there, but no, we see the down instead. We actually saw the delay on the tag. Halo will be back on the gen, and we see the rotation from Monk, who will be doing an early hit here as, oh god, we're going to need to really get the off the hook here quickly, as we see Blaze gets a hook in pretty much the most ideal spot you possibly can.
Dashing back over to Shack, suspecting Halo is back on that generator. We do kick the gen once again, but we've got to be getting closer and closer to that gen regression limit. Get the dash and hit onto Amor still in the BT, so we will be able to take the chase as far away to the top side as possible. Oh, what are we doing, Anger? Being very confident in their chase right now. Being that son hopping into the locker. No way, no way. Don't tell me. No way! We check the wrong locker. Anger is in mending. If we suspected that they're there, we could have just waited for them to hop out of the locker and let them bleed out because of the mending, but we were able to guess the wrong locker and get the head on, buying just a little bit more time for our survivors to pump away at the gens. And look at that, Halo is pumping away at the Shack generator and given the dying light value as well, where it gives gives a little of pressure, or sorry, lets the obsessed survivor get a little bit more gen progress on the board. Halo's definitely the survivor that needs to be here, and we do finally catch him out as he was able to stealth around very, very well. We get the unhook in the background, and now Halo just has to last it a little bit longer, maybe try to pull away from Shack. Do we? No way. Blaze, he's right there. He's right there in front of you. He's mind gaming around Shaq. He thinks he's still there, but Halo was able to bolt into the Z wall, but gets caught out over here. But what are we watching? We see some more progress on another generator. Monk running in, and you can see the generator pumping. I think it is out of regression limits, and it is out of regression out of kicks, and we will see the generator pop. Halo being the best survivor to hook right now in the basement, and I believe Anger will want to trade for this, but of course it's a Blight. Oh no, we catch out Monk stealthing just a little too close to Shaq. Might be giving a couple more stages to Blaze, but with that generator popping, that is the win for Salem. So now it is a 1-1 on the scoreboard, and we will be moving on to our Oni set. But of course, we're gonna wait to see if we can catch out Anger. Maybe Anger can get the pick or get the pull, which we do see, and get the pick onto Monk. But well played by the survivors of Salem.
Yeah, it was quite a lengthy 3v1. In fact, I think all... it's funny, the games that happened earlier today between for second and empty felt very, very fast. But these games are just dragging on as it's already 8, I think. It's already 7:30 where I am. And we are still only in the second set. Still another one to go. Only a game 4 of 6. And this game is not done either. Anger will be taking a hit here. I think he might have ran into basement. It was a bit hard to tell there, but will be escaping regardless as Monk tries to use diversion again. Only just able to dodge there. And I think they're just at the point where they're just kind of throwing around and going for an out or two. But it looks like they're just messing around at this point. But yeah, a good effort from Blaze. Wasn't really able to capitalize in the mid game. Kind of got lost between the 10 and 6 area. The only way we could have won was the 4K2. So wasn't quite able to secure that. And Halo will be taking this chase towards mid 3 as well, as we try and win a couple of 50s here. We actually win our first point as well, which will buy us a bit of time. Might get some outs out the door here as we're looking to push ourselves even further and get some free stages. And it looks like we actually will be getting left here as well as we head straight back towards 6. This gate is being worked, and they're also able to take the DH there, and we'll be going straight into basement, forcing the locker, and we'll be taking the down. No, we actually don't chase him into basement, we just leave him. And we're gonna be going straight back to mid as Monk juices us, and we take another free miss.
we see Monk throwing another pebble, one last diversion play. The perk is just absolutely hilarious. I love the perk. Of course, the survivor, or both sides, because of the budget battle, each perk is priced differently, so maybe they're not able to bring exactly the perks they want. So diversion, I guess, being the next perk to bring in, the next best thing. Oh, Monk absolutely doing a great job at this garbage pallet filler here. Lasting enough time to maybe get a reset off, and we are see Anger here. Oh, great body block, but we do get the down on him. I don't know if that will buy Monk enough time to hello. We just see Monk just casually walking by the survivor as if we're in a Scooby-Doo episode. So we will get the pick onto Monk, and we will see Halo hightailing it out of there. Well, it looks like they're having a little bit of debate. Halo wanting to go for the pick and pull, but they might get caught out in the process. Might be a 4K0. We do find Anger on the ground, so we will get the pick onto them. We will see them leaving the trial, but that does give Halo enough time to get the unhook onto Monk. But now we know exactly where both survivors are at, and Halo's gonna try their best to stealth around. Anger probably just, Monk is just probably gonna hightail it over to the gate, buy enough time for Halo to get out as well, as Halo is worth the most. But of course it doesn't matter, as the win is already to Salem, and we'll be going to the Oni set. But of course we're planning now to go for the best result possible. Halo in an absolute horror film right now, trying to stealth their way over to the main door. We do see the down onto Monk now, trying to look around to see if who we can find. We get the pick onto Monk, so we see them leaving the trial, but also Halo leaving through the exit gate. So once again, congratulations to Salem for taking the set win onto Blight. But now we'll be moving on to the tiebreaker, Oni on Cold Tower 1. So we'll go to a quick potential to roam around the map very fast, but to get that, you gotta get some injuries, you gotta get the blood flowing, and the survivors are definitely going to want to take things very, very slow and basically drop as many pallets as possible to deny that first hit as best as possible. But we do catch out a more behind main, take it over. Oh, we catch out 2 survivors over here. Hello, where are the comms at? We catch out both Micah and Amor over here, more on this very not the best palette to work with. So we will give a, I think we're not going to make it over to this palette. Are we going to give away a very no, we were going to be able to make it to the palette in front to the side of main, giving enough distance for more to make it over to the 2 side. But yeah, no, we're gonna leave that because that's way too strong of a tile. Because why go for 1 survivor when you go for 2? You have Anger and Micah over here at the mid area trying to loop around the fire barrel. That is not quite going to work out. We will get the first injury, get the blood spilling, and we're gonna continue this chase onto him over here at Shack. But we might do some mind games here, maybe get the down, do some terror radius action here, and just see him out at the corner of Shack, trying to mind game around, but I don't think that's going to work, as he does not have Bamboozle, and this is just a simple M1 chase, nothing too crazy, but now really has his power ready. What he's going to do with it, we'll find out very, very shortly if he can catch out a fully fresh and healthy survivor.
You might actually see the race tech coming into onto Anger in the background. We also see Monk, who will be stealthing here, actually has been caught, so we might be seeing the down coming in soon. As we see the power pop, and a nice approach there by Monk. Does have to use Shack Pellet, but is able to get away towards 5. Will continue the chase here, but no, we're actually looking towards someone else, or we're just looking here, but we get the tag on the pallet. Monk will be able to get a free stun, may be able to stealth here, but oh, I think we've just been caught there. No, we do have some fresh scratch marks, and we are most likely seeing the down here. This will be a grab, as we said, the down. So a decently timed down. The survivors have gotten a bit of progress on the board, but a couple of them are still just kind of sitting around doing nothing. The survivor team seems to be a little bit slower than they should be, but we'll see. Ew, yucky. I do not like that visual glitch at all.
What Oni, what are we doing? You're holding nothing in your right hand. You have your whatever the heck is in your left. This is a very unusual visual bug, but yeah, that's a very favorable hook position right there in the middle of the map, right in the middle of all of the generators, and we do catch out Anger over here at the edge map 8 pallet here, going for the firecracker, trying to blind him at it, but not going to be able to happen. Vaulting over, and oh, not quite able to get the hit. We see the club overhead swing instead of the sword. So we do see him swing at this with a sword, but there's absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, this is absolutely cracking me up seeing this animation. But we leave Anger to get the injury for this, get some more blood, kick the gen at 8, and we will make our way to the top side of the map as we do see the unhook onto Monk, and we do have a really nice gen spread top side. We have this one over here at the top left of 10. We got main 1 and 2, so really nice gen spread for our killer. We do see some resets in the background as well. Anger is still injured, but from how the beginning of the match started, it's good for the survivors to slow it back down and maybe try their best to get rid of some of the blood. But there is definitely a lot of blood on the map.
Yeah, we do see the reset coming in and onto Anger in the background. We'll be finishing anytime now. It does. And we also have 10 being heavily progressed. We actually just saw Caller Brian proc on it as well, so I assume we are going to see the stealth. Question is, can we actually find the survivor who was here? I think Amor might have just dodged it. No, I think we've been found, because we are heading right there, and we are going to break this straight away. So Amor has been spotted. However, not down yet. Still does have the pallets at 10 and 11. Looks like 10 is gone straight away. All of a sudden, the map is starting to look a lot weaker. The right side was looking quite strong, but no! We actually take the miss there. Amor will be getting some free value from the chase, and we are right behind him. Still a close chase here. All it takes is one miss. I don't think we're going to be seeing another one, as we do finally see the down come through. Scourge does have the ability to be accessed for us, and we're going to take this hook onto Amor here. So we might be seeing another Scourge. However, the survivors are pumping the gens. We have a couple now sitting at 60%. So we have gone from almost no progress and a lot of resources to much less resources, but a lot of progress. Still, the right side of the map is very strong, and so is the lower side. So there is a lot of action for the survivors to play around.
Absolutely. And now we see really, once again, taking it slow, applying the eruptions around the top side gens. I don't think they're going to worry too much about the bottom side, although there is some pools of blood down there for him to grab. Applying eruption onto the gen over here at 8. We do catch out Anger over here at 8, stuffing around the pallet, going for the pallet break instead. And all we have left, I think, is just this window. I think there's another pallet inside this tile. I don't know if it was used or not. No, it was not used yet. And vicious swings trying to go through the pallet, but get the pallet stun instead. Anger doing a great job playing this tile, but I don't know if we should commit to this chase. I think we should have gone back to the hook behind that round 11. I mean, look at this gen spread that we have here. I would think it'd be good to keep this gen spread, and Anger getting another pallet stun and really having to leave to go over to 8, maybe suspecting that another survivor is pumping away at the gen, and we do see the scratch marks of another survivor in the form of Micah. Micah doing a great, nice vault over the pallet, not quite able to go for the M1, but there's, now that everyone is fully healthy, there's not going to be as much blood on that. But we do see where they were resetting though. Look at all this blood near the bottom side, near Shack. I don't know if it's enough. It is enough, but aside from that pool of blood, Starzy, I think really is going to have to make this power count, because I don't think there's a whole lot of blood aside from that.
Yeah, the Survivor team have been pretty switched on with actually hold their resets. There haven't been many opportunities where mostly it's been Anger that has been injured, has actually stayed injured. Most of the time, the resets have been quite fast. We actually see Monk stealthing right around the corner here, does get away for free, and we see one popping as well. So this is a strong 3-gen at the top that will be popping. Still a 3-gen at the top here. I think we have access to 11, and I think there's something at 2 or 3 as well. So it's starting to get a little bit separated, but not nearly as bad as before. Monk will be taking the next chase here. We're going to try and stealth away. Does actually have fixated, so we might be able to do it. Oh no, we've been caught. But no, we haven't been caught. We actually didn't get seen there. Probably on the side of our screen. Monk gets away for free. Was running towards a pretty weak area as well, but will not be taking the down as we just completely get away there. And we have located some scratch marks. Won't be seeing any locker hiders here, as we have our lithe and empathic connection player hiding at 9. So we do have really heading up back towards the top. Hopefully Monk is a little bit out of position this time. We really need to find him, really need to get this kill. We still think he's stealthing here. He is stealthing edge map. However, he is nowhere near 10. He is all the way at 12. So we lose our power for free, and it is starting to look very, very miserable for our Oni.
Yeah, there's really, I think there's a little bit more blood near Shack, but aside from that, I don't think there's too much around the map. This is definitely going to be an uphill battle for really. And they did break one of the. They still have a 3-gen here at this mid map, 10 and main, and I guess you could kind of pull 8 into there, but probably not worth going with too much. But so it's not all is lost for really, but they definitely need to get the injuries rolling again. And we catch out Monk over here once again. Monk is always kind of this, I guess, the person that they want chasing, vaulting straight into the arms of the killer, looking for blood. Here I am, and now we're just gonna follow the trail of blood from Monk and just try to get her power in once again and try to get the snowball rolling again. But yeah, we're just fine with keeping Monk in this top side of the map. This is where he really wants the chase. This is where his 3-gen is at, but taking him over to the corner. All he has left is this Z wall here. How can Monk play it? How much time can they buy? How much blood can we produce? And we do have this power hero to swing through it, and we will not be able to get the stun this time. We see the eruption pop in the background, so we will get this hook onto Monk deep into this corner area, and we do have a lot of blood to pick up, and it is enough for his power. So now they're probably going to be walking back toward main, walking back toward the middle of the map, seeing if we can catch a survivor out. We do see a lot of pistons pumping on this main gen. Gonna apply. Kicked a little bit too early for eruption, but we do have the call of Ryan, so it is all good. Oh my gosh, we see the double gens pop at 8 and the other one over at 5. So we still have our 3-gen, but it really is definitely still at an uphill battle. I think we caught a survivor over here. We do catch a more, and now we should be able to pop the power confidently and get this down without anyone stealthing it through, unless he's just gonna go for the M1 instead, maybe to trying to get even more blood on the map, potentially going back to the other hook, maybe suspecting that they're gonna go for the reset, and then that's when they'll pop their power.
Yeah, I was just about to say as well, I feel like the Survivor team was just going unbelievably slowly. It felt like we were just making no progress whatsoever at 3 gens for ages. However, able to get the double pop and get us down to 1 has finally paid off. We are finally in the late game, and Monk will be taking the next chase as the tunnel out here is getting affected by power as well. We'll be taking the down on the pallet at 1. But we have tried to stealth here, and it looks like it has not succeeded, as we have our Monk getting away for free. Tried to stealth in the corner there, did not end up working. We're poking out just a little bit too much, and that is going to be the down onto Monk. We'll be going straight into middle here. No access to Scourge Hook, so we are going to be fighting this 3v1. All survivors healthy, and realistically not too much blood on the map, as both 11 and 12 are being quite heavily worked on. We actually see the survivor on 12, so we know we need to get there straight away. And I would imagine that we have survivors just stealthing just around the corner, and Anger working on this is going to be such a pain. We need to stop this.
Absolutely, we chase Anger off of the main gen. Doesn't look like we want to follow him through. Maybe we stuck to that dead bounce landing. More working on the 10 gen. I believe the survivors probably should swap place and use their exhaustions instead of being the bounce landing on 10. It'd probably be better to have them in main, but there's not a whole lot of blood around the map, so maybe they're just fine with just keeping the positions that they're in. We get the M1 onto them, we're getting a little bit more blood, but we're not going to commit to them, as they're trying their best to pull the killer away from the gens as much as possible. And that's why I really was like, yeah, no, I'm not committing this. I'm gonna go back to my top side, keep with my 3 gens, maybe get enough blood for power, and not going back into main. I mean, we can see the survivor working on it, but I think we're trying to just apply the eruption onto 10 and maybe get enough blood to stop the main gen from popping. But really, I don't think they're gonna make it back in time. I think, yeah, they're gonna pop it in time. I'm not sure why we didn't go back into main to stop them from popping, but that is the 5th and final gen leaving, being popped. I mean, now we have Anger and Micah to go for. They're the survivors that we want to go for, as they are the fresh stages. We do get Anger. I don't think we're gonna pick this. We probably want to slug and go for more stages, but the decision is definitely interesting. We do catch on Micah though over here. Over at 10, we see Amor trying to work on I think it was Amor that was working on the door. No, it was Micah working on the door. We see Amor trying to get that pickup onto Anger, but it gets hit through the door window, and now Micah is caught in a very odd spot over here at the 10 tile. The killer is fine with picking up Anger, get the fresh hook out of the way, but Micah, I'm not sure what the right plan to do here is. Do we try to go for a pull and pick, or pick and pull? Do we just leave the trial with the stages that we have? Definitely going to be quite the discussion in the Salem VC right now.
Yeah, Micah, stealthing in one of the most hotspot action spots of the game, so surprised to see that we're just kind of sitting inside of the 10 tile. My god, there's just no way that we missed this. No, we do find him. This is a huge find. We desperately needed this. This will be a possible 4K0. We're actually going to take the first hit, so we're forcing a trade here, and I think this is absolutely fine, not going for the early hit. We're going to be trading anyway. So this is going to be the down onto Micah. Oh, this is going to be the delayed down actually onto Micah, as he will be able to make that vault. Anger forced away from the medium, and it looks like we let him slip away, and this is stages out the door as well. This is going to be this is a huge misplay from Really. The 4K0 was in our hands, and now we have traded it for what will be something of a 6 stage, I think, if we continue as is. Yes, that's correct. And I can't imagine these two are going to get caught here. No, they're 100% out. So the 4K1 just converted very quickly into a 6 stage. Not what you want to see. But as the survivors, that is a great win concept. 6-3 is very impressive.
Very nice survivor plays, getting the pick, and very interesting decision making from the killer of Burger. But I think this is still definitely a winnable result for the Survivor side, and it'll be definitely interesting to see what Monk will do on the side of Salem. So Monk's happy with punching away at the main doors. We did catch an eye over here at the jungle gym, swinging at the pallet. Don't see the survivor quite yet, but we know they're around here somewhere. We see the scratch marks toward the edge map, but going into the another tile, and there we go. We see our first survivor in the form of Blaze. Blaze is definitely going to need to make this chase last, to drop every single pallet and not let our killer get any form of power at all. Nice pallet stun and taking the chase back up the map, back into our corrupted area, but Monk doesn't want any of that. We want to go for someone else.
Yeah, and for the survivors, we actually found the ideal person here in Really. This is pretty much the best case scenario for our survivor team. We have taken the chase all the way back up towards main. We really want to play around main for the early part of the game while it's corrupted, while it's effectively useless. But Monk is going to continue this chase, actually sees Really, God, he is just ditching him at 1. And he will be making his way all the way back towards 11. Monk trailing very, very slowly, sees someone else crossing down. I think that's Really again. And he is just absolutely blitzing across this map. Really will be taking the chase now down towards 8. We have taken it down towards the bottom side. A couple of gens are already being progressed, so we know where we want the chase to be. Balanced was actually used. That's how we got down here so unbelievably fast. And we're going to be taking the chase all the way back up towards top. I assume the comm from this side has been used. The left side of the map, just leave the right side open, and we'll be all good to go going forward. But I actually saw that there was some progress on the gens that he is running past, so there may have been a slight miscom as we get back towards main again, and we can easily make this vault now. We're going to get some free value here, and we are having quite a good first chase. We're most likely going to see the first gen done before taking a hit.
I think that's exactly what we're going to see, and really just doing a good job of keeping the chase topside. We want the survivors to work the gens bomb side, and we do get that middle gen done, which is huge. Now that separating the top and the bomb side, we can see which 3 gen we want to tackle next. Really on another generator. Oh, we get the medium volt, and Monk capitalized on that and got the first injury onto Kurdok over here at 8. We see some of the survivors working on this 10, I guess mid 10 generator, but look at, oh my gosh, Starzy, look at this disgusting gen spread that we have here. We've got main 10, I think it's like a mid 9, 1 and 2. That's kind of a disgusting gen spread. I ain't gonna lie to you, Starzy.
Yeah, it's not hard to, it's not easy to get worse than this. It's looking pretty rough for our survivor team. The top side is pretty disgusting. I think the plan going forward effectively is now going to be taking the chase as low as possible and hoping you can pop 1 or 2 at the top. All it takes is 1 for the break to happen, but this mid 9 gen is just not having it. The 3 gen isn't as bad, but when you consider the distance between 12 and 3, it's quite minimal. So I don't know how much value we're going to get from trying to play around the boss side the entire game, but really it's all you can do as Monk is heading up to the top here, seeing if we can find a survivor out of position. We do find our balanced survivor who will be able to make it most of the way around, actually able to find a pallet here as well. Gets a nice vault, will be able to play around it. My God, though, we're being quite defensive. But we do finally take the down, and that is going to be Really, and we'll be picking up towards 10 side as well. So Really will be taking the down, will be the first hook of the game, and the top side has become significantly weaker, and we also see the bottom side gen being worked on as well as 1.
Some turn back the clock value put onto that 1 generator. Catching up Blaze over here at this jungle gym tile. Like I said, there is still some pallets to work with, some tiles to work with topside, but a lot of them have been just really reduced, and Monk trying to buy block them away from those strong tiles, really taking advantage of the BT, taking advantage of the haste that they were given, and I think they underestimated their weight. Monk could have swung there, but they did not. They hesitated. They wanted to double check their count and really hold these check spots, being able to hold W away toward the bottom side of the map. But I don't think they'll make it to any other tile unless they can kind of hug this and get no, they will not be able to make it to the 5 pallet here. But they did do a great job of pulling Monk as far away from the top side generators as possible, and that's exactly what's needed. And another thing to note as well, our Oni player Monk is not running Pain Res. I mean, we still see, of course, the classic Pop Eruption and Corrupt Intervention, but I think it is interesting that we didn't pick up the Pain Res, which could have been because of pricing. We might have picked better perks for our budget battle for the Survivor side, or maybe we're just confident in our Oni gameplay that we don't need Pain Res. We can just rely on our kicks and turn back the clock and call it a day. As well, so far it's clearly working out for them, and as we have really on their second stage, one more hook and they will be out of the game at 3 gens remaining. But Blaze and looks like those are 2 different generators. Blaze is on one different generator, Kaz is on another one, so there is a lot of gen pressure being made, and it would definitely be impressive to see them break up this gen spread up top, because man, I keep looking at this as Monk is looking around the map. It's just kind of disgusting, but not going for really quite yet. Going for Kurdok over here. Nice pallet stun at this top mid pallet over here. I think that's some smash hit value we saw. Monk doesn't want any of that. We're not going over there. And Kurdok probably going to reset really toward the bottom side. So we're going to chase Kaz off this top side gen and take the window and get some nice life value. All of a sudden, I mean, given the gen spread, the survivors aren't in a too terrible of a position, especially with Blaze about to pop the 3rd gen and just breaking up this 5 gen just a bit more.
Oh no, we actually see Blaze jump off it just as there was probably, 2 seconds left. We actually had time to complete it as well. Oh no, we will be getting back on it now. We will be seeing 1 get completed by Blaze. I think this is going to be 1, not 3, as we see Monk down towards the 6th side of the map. We're looking for a lot of blood down here. We're not really looking for a chase. I think we're just looking for blood, and then we're immediately going to make our way back up. Still a very confident 3 gen to play around, as we have 12, 9, and Shallow 9. As we can see Kaz stealthing behind this rock, just out of view of the Oni. Still, this gen is progressing fairly highly, sitting at about 50% now, but we still have a lot of value to go, and we do not have that much resources left in the map. Kaz does have access to live, but I don't know whether it'll really matter, because the Oni is going to be such a big problem the moment we've run out of any resources. And it seems like we've reached that point as well. 6 side isn't too bad, but Kaz still having to stealth around a very weak section of the map. If we get caught here, it's pretty much a death sentence. I can't see her getting away. Oh.
Kaz definitely playing a very, very dangerous game, being able to just barely self-monk out just with that single rock. And that's all that they have to play with. Yeah, you're right. 9 basically has nothing. 10 is used up a bit. I mean, there's a little bit toward 8 that maybe they can play with, but an Oni in power, it's gonna be difficult to outlast a chase in that. But Monk's happy with going over to 3, apply Eruption, and see if they can catch someone out at 9, because they do see 9 still regressing. So, but they are confident that someone's around here. We do see some progress on 10 as well. Someone's got to be around here, but we're just not quite sure who's around here. Even going as far as checking the edge map of 9 over here, or kind of going toward 8. It's 8 tile, because I mean, what survivor would want to stealth on a rock with no resources around? And that's exactly what Kaz is in the head of Monk. Like, why would you even stealth around that, especially with no other stealth perks except Light and Resi? But going over to main, you hear a little bit of progress on main, kicking the main door, trying to see if we can jump on a survivor, but not looking like we can find anyone quite yet. Yeah, because I mean, that's just the only playbook. You don't pop power unless you have eyes on a survivor, and preferably a healthy survivor to make it worth it the while. But oh, we just barely get caught out. Kaz was not able to outstealth it for long. We do finally get caught out over here behind the rock at 9, and we swing through the pallet, get the pallet stun, making that side of the map just a bit weaker. Blaze is back on the generator, and Kaz running far down the map, probably to call out a reset. I believe really is down toward the bottom somewhere, not gonna be found for the rest of the trial, and probably gonna be their team medic. We see Blaze that was working on 3 gen, opting to stealth away from it, and look at all those gens, all those pistons pumping. We see some scratch marks kind of going toward 1 and a little bit toward 2. Are we gonna get caught out over here? We might. If we get, this is a bad spot to get caught out. We do have this window, a little bit of power with here at 3, but Monk can't find anyone right away, so they're going back over to 9, because if that gen at 9 pops, that this gen split is definitely gonna be split up quite enough to where I think it might not be holdable. But no, Blaze gets caught out, and we get another hit onto them. But we're not going to commit because we just can't. We just can't commit to someone right now because we know there's a lot of gen pressure on the map. This is Sarzi. If one person makes one mistake, I'm not from either side. This whole match could snowball.
Yeah, and it seems like it's already starting to do that. We still have all 4 survivors. I'm surprised that we didn't use the power on Blaze. I think going for more blood is absolutely fine here. It's always good to have that in the mid game. And the realistic thing here is that the survivors aren't really making any progress. They're just kind of sitting around. I'd actually really love to see the survivors POV right now on what gens are being worked on. We see Code on mid, Kaz is on nothing, Blaze is on nothing, and I'm pretty sure Really's on nothing too. So what Monk's doing here is absolutely fine. Like, look, he's playing slowly, and although I'm really not enjoying the slow play style today because it's been the same like every game, at the same time, it's the most effective right now because he's getting the most value for blood. And Kerdog just got shit on.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Monk
it
got
does
shit
not matter
on.
because just a back-to-back. Monk got the very quick and easy down onto Kurdok without dropping the pallet. I think that was that. I wonder if that might have been planned in some way, shape, or form. Because I mean, it was kind of odd that Kurdok didn't drop the pallet, but someone was already there for the pallet save, and Blaze still take the chase over toward the Genzo, go for the firecracker, maybe trying to blind. We do get the killer blind. Maybe that's enough to stealth off, and it is enough. Look at that. Midway through the chase, Blaze is able to stealth off, unless they get caught out edge map. Blaze is walking around, running a little bit. Maybe that, I don't know if you want to leave too many scratch marks, but I don't think the killer knows exactly where the survivors is. Blaze is making a lot of scratch marks. I think, are they trying to get the killer's attention? Doesn't look like they're even trying to stealth off. I don't even think they make it to this pallet, but they do make it, get some 5 moves ahead value, get the pallets done, and take the chase over to 1. And now Monk has to leave. There's gotta be a lot of gen pressure across the map, and we can see Kaz over here at 10, pumping away at this gen, and or trying to, at least not as much gen pressure I thought there was gonna be, but it's gotta be out of power soon. But we do get the down onto Kaz in the gen spread. So this is, I think, this is exactly the opportunity that Monk was looking for.
Yeah, I think Kaz should have been playing for it to lay down there. The hiding right behind the 10 tile was a bit risky. Unfortunately, it didn't end up paying off. We do see that this gen has slightly progressed, but this is just such a strong 4 gen. I mean, 3 will most likely get popped before game end, but where Kaz is now, oh, that's horrific for the survivors. That's truly terrible. Unless Monk commits to a chase down 4, which is basically what he's doing, we're not going to see that unhook. But we actually do see it come through. We went down quite vehemently towards 4, and we do see the cutoff from Monk here actually tries to find Kaz and get a free down. But no, we headed all the way down towards 6, looking for blood, and I think this has kind of just been the play style. Just get it hit, let the survivors reset, do blood. They're not making much progress, so it doesn't really matter. And it seems like this is why it's working. We are getting value out of it. Monk will be able to go straight back up. Blaze on 3 here. Kaz will be taking chase towards 4, which is a little bit risky. We don't want to go too close to where Blaze is getting the gen done. Blaze, I think, unless it's a visual glitch, got off the gen. No, we didn't. Okay, sweet. So we do finish. So we are down to 3 gens here. We have Shallow 9, 11, and 12. So that is a pretty horrific split. The only one that can realistically be pushed is Shallow 9, and then we can push 12 with balance. But besides that, it is going to be very risky to make any action this game. And Kerdog going for an interesting play does not work out.
trying to capitalize on the dash, but not quite able to work around it, getting the down and right in the middle of our 3 gen. This is, again, Monk, it's still a back and forth. Is still it could still go either way, but with this hook right in the middle of 3 gen, and we know exactly where another survivor is on top of main, it's gonna be a rough end. Did we bait them to drop? I think we did bait them to drop. I believe that was the bounce landing survivor, so it wasn't too bad. They're passing their way over to 3, where there's a couple more resources. So I guess the top side isn't fully out of resources, but that middle area around 9 and 8, kind of toward 1 and 2, not too many resources, and we do catch out Kaz over here at 9, and a second survivor to add to his collection of hooks in the 3-gen, and it's slowly and steadily looking like it's favoring Monk. Like I said, this 3-gen is absolutely disgusting. We do get the unhook at least, but we're getting very, very close to this win con. We're at 5 stages, 3 fresh. 2 more survivors can be hooked as long as it's not blazed for the Tycon. But if Monk is able to catch out Blaze, and that's basically the game. But if he can make this a 3v1 with this type of 3-gen, I don't see a world where the survivors can come back. But look at all that blood, Starzy.
Yeah, really just showed himself as well. It's completely cooked. You know, we have Blaze working on this top gen. We actually see turn back the clock does give us a little bit of value here. Looking back towards really, all we need is one tiny mistake to make this work for our killer. And the little mistake is coming because Blaze has been found. Look, unless he's able to survive the entire power, this will be the win con as long as we just sit at the hook. We do see Blaze does have to drop down the first access there, but no, we're gonna switch instead. We are switching to Really, who is pumping out this top gen, and we're going for a bit of a wacky play there. Looks like we've turned around towards Blaze as well, and there is nothing that we can do here. We are taking that down, and as long as we can take this hook, we most likely will see the gen get done. But as long as we play around Blaze's hook, it'll be absolutely fine. God, the gen's not even that highly progressed either. We're definitely going to see this game continue. This is 6 stage 4 fresh at the moment. We are on the verge of winning, and that is going to be Pop Goes the Weasel as well. There is no chance that we're going to get this as quickly as we'd like. There's still more blood down the bottom of the map, and a hit incoming from Really. We were able to delay it for a little bit, but hopefully we can keep this going. As we got Light as well, we're able to dip down there and just completely leave.
Yep, no more hook states can be given. If one more person is hooked, that is the set win for Salem, and that will be the overall victory for them. So this match is hanging by a thread. No one else can be caught out. They'll need to reset and somehow pop the last gen and get everyone out the door. It's going to be extremely difficult. I mean, again, I keep bringing it back to this 3-gen, but this is absolutely disgusting. And I mean, we see some of the survivors trying to double out this I guess 9 mid-gen, and we know main has a lot of progress, but it's man, just one. You only need one hook. You can go for Monk can go for anyone, and he has enough blood to force power. We do see someone over here at 10. 10 is very weak. I don't think there's too many resources around. We see it has like the couple of windows. We do see someone else completely different over here. Wait, is this the head-on survivor? Wait, they weren't able to get the head-on. I think, wait, was Kurdock the head-on survivor? I forget who was the head-on. No, wait, what the? I'm not too sure why Kurdock hopped into a locker if they weren't the head-on. I believe they were trying to, I would assume that survivor would have gone for the head-on and buy a little bit more time, but that hook was the win. That set win, it goes to Salem. Congratulations to them, but definitely a very odd way of getting the win. I didn't expect this. I thought we were gonna get some fantastic dash with the Oni power or some last minute this or that, but I definitely didn't expect the survivor without head-on to be pulled out of a locker and be the one to, oh, nice double tap with the dash, but be the one caught out and being the game winning hook.
The game winning hook. That will also be Kaz out of the game. This will finally be the 3v1 stage. Monk now fine to play aggressive now that we've gotten the win con, and Blaze also literally on the verge of getting this gen done. It will finally be done, and this has actually been quite a close game. We're most likely going to see a few hooks in favor of Monk here, but overall it was quite close. Did end up falling in favor of Salem for this one, but only just as we're able to secure the last down Kaz. This will also be Blaze going down. Unless Really hasn't started the gate, which he hasn't, we might see a few more hook states, but still a slow game. Kurdock has also been found here, unless we're switching to really quick, which I think we might be. I don't know whether we saw someone over here, but Really is healthy, and we did see them rotating towards one beforehand, so We might be seeing the locate soon, but no, Blade's not able to get it done. Sorry, Mark's not able to get it done. You do see Blaze as well, and there's just a crazy amount of blood down this side of the map. But we're pushing 2 different gates. Doesn't really matter what we do here. We're just looking for one out. We actually might see none because we're pressuring this quite quickly. We're going towards 11, which I think might be done just before we get there. So we might be seeing all outs here, and that's correct. We actually are. We're going to be seeing Kerdog does get out here, and this is going to be the easy escape. And that was a very, very close game. In total, 7 hooks for Fresh. So, could not get any closer than that. That is... Oh, no, sorry. No, there's 3 on Kaz. That was 8 for Fresh. Still very close.